right, so stem separation is officially out as of today. Go down to the link of my video. It will direct you straight to the page where you can purchase it for $10. As of right now, it is out and available for controller mode. You could use it with your MPC software, but within a few months, they are going to launch it for the MPC in standalone. If you purchase it today and use it in controller mode with your MPC software, once it is out in standalone mode, you will automatically have it and you don't have to repurchase. Now, from the last time that I reviewed stem separation on my channel, there was a lot of bugs. It was a beta version, I think that's what they call it. So there were still a lot of bugs that was not fully completed, but this update version is working awesome. And also they've added some features that are super cool that honestly, this separates this stem separation from anything else. So stick around to the end of the video because I do want to talk about this separately on some of these features that they've added. And but as of right now, I want to go through and just make a beat with you and use stem separation in a beat making workflow. Right here, I have a session with just a drum break. And also I have a record right next to me that I want to sample. You let them change you. La 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 la. The star. All right. Before I go any further, if there's anything you see right here, like the record player that I'm using, which is the Audio-Technica LP60 with the MPC1 Plus, any of these pieces of gear that you see me using, if by the end of this video you are interested in picking up an MPC1 Plus or a record player, go down to the link of my video and use some of my links that I have for Zounds. Zounds is an awesome place to shop because you could pick up any piece of gear right now. They will ship it out to you and you just make payments as you go. They don't do no background checks on most of the gear that I'm using right now. So if that's something that's stopping you, go check out Zounds. Okay, so right here, I have this sample. I sampled it into the MPC. I go to my sample editor. And right now, I just want to select my downbeat on where I want to start the sample. La, 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 boom, right here. La, la. I just want to process the stem separation as of right now. I'm going to go to process. And when I go to process right here, I'm going to scroll all the way to the very last option, which is it shows as create stems. Being right here in this page is going to ask you, what do you want the MPC to separate for you? I want it to separate vocals, bass, drums, and other. I'm going to leave all of these engaged. Then at the bottom is going to ask me, in which drum program do you want me to put this layer of stems? This is very important because I don't want this to go into my bass drum program, or else it's going to override anything that I have already in that program. I want it to go either to a blank program, the blank 001, or if you have any other program that you want to use. But I'm going to go to blank program 001. And down here is going to ask you which pad do you want to assign this layer of stems. You could put it in pad 16, pad 4, any pad that you want. You could put it in any bank that you want. I'm going to put it in pad 16 right here. Leave use trim sample. The reason why use trim sample is there as an option is because we've selected the trim that we have. I'm going to hit do it. Boom, that was a few seconds. Now I can go to my main page, go right here to track 1. Remember in track 1, which drum program we put it on. I put it on 001. So I have to look for 001 right here. La, 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 la. Well, now we got to go into our program editor. And within our program editor, we go right here to the samples page. And being in the samples page, we'll notice that we could bank through. You see there's 4 little white dots. Let's go to the second dot. And now we're right here where it shows all of our layers. And seeing all of these layers, you'll see the sample, vocals, the bass, the drums, and other. If you see right here the levels, that is where we will be able to adjust the level. If we want to take out or mute any of these stems, we can take that out and do our own separate mix. If I bang through with these Q links, we'll go to Q link 3, and now these Q links represent these knobs right here. I don't want those drums. I want to take those drums out. La, 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 I'm gonna go to drums. La, 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 there you go. No drums. La, la, la. if you want just vocal and bass. That's cool for me. I'm gonna leave it right there. Let's say you like how it sounds after you've done your mix. Once you want to commit to this new stem separation mix that you've created here, it is time for us to flatten our pad. What is flattening a pad? Or this is a function that's been on the MPC that I never knew about until stem separation. If you flatten this pad, anything going on within that pad, it's going to consolidate everything and put it in its own separate audio file, which is really cool because now that we have our new mix, we took off the drums. Now I'm gonna hit this little down arrow. You'll see it right here in this page. That down arrow is how you flatten your pad. Hit do it. So now when we go into our sample editor, so now you have it right here. That's awesome because now we have the new mix with no drums in here. And being right here back in my sample editor, I could go now into manual chop, and I want to start chopping this up the way I would with any other track. Now, after we have everything chopped up, we go to our main page and we have everything right here. If I hit play, I want to play to those drums. That is so cool because we don't have drums. I have my own drums, which I'm using drums from Mulate's sample pack. I'll leave a link to his drum pack or sample packs right here. He has awesome sample packs if you want to use any of those. I'm listening to this right now. It's just sample and drums and bass line. I'm like, oh man, I could either play a bass on top of this and filter out the awesome sounding bass already within the sample. If I solo the sample, you could hear that bass line in the background. Now this record, it's recorded very good, and I like the sound of the bass that we already hear right here. So something really cool that we can do is, now that we have stem separation, what if I take this new chopped up sequence performance, which is right here. Let's grab that, convert this into its own audio file. So I can go right here where this program section is at, hit this little pencil icon, and I can hit bounce to sample. What that's going to do is it's going to record that performance, the 4-bar sequence that I have right now, and bounce that into its own audio file. Boom, it just created an audio file of that new performance that I have. Now that I go into my sample editor, is the way I performed it. All right, cool. Now we have our performance locked in right here in its own audio file. Well, now that we have stem separation, I really like the bass that I hear right there. So I'm only going to extract the bass by itself from this new performance. I'm going to go to process, and right here, I'm going to take off vocals, drums, and other. I want just the bass. And also, I don't want to put this into Notepad because I'm not going to do a mix in the program editor. I just want the bass by itself, and hit do it. Now it's creating a bass line out of those chops. So now that is done, and it is right here, bounce bass. Well, actually, before I play this back, as you see that the audio file is a little low, I can go to process. I can look for normalize. I'm going to normalize this. Yeah. That is so cool. I really like how this sounds. So now what I'm able to do is give it a better mix. I'm able to go to the sample program chops that I have, filter out the low frequencies, and now layer it with this new bass line. And within this bass line, I can add some plugins to this and thicken up that bass as I have these separate stems. So let's go back to our main page. This is just a sample and the drums. I'm gonna bring in the bass line right now. Oh my God. Okay, yes. So let's record that. Yo, that is so cool. Oh my goodness, that is so cool. And now we go into our track mutes, and within our track mutes, we can have fun with it. Yeah. We have a bass line, and the bass line sounds very good. I like how it sounds. Now listen, if there's a lot of information as I'm going through this and you're either considering on picking up an MPC, not sure if you should after watching this video. If you do pick up an MPC and you are new to the MPC workflow, I know it's daunting. It could feel a little scary. I just launched an MPC course from start to finish, just going over the basics of the MPC workflow as I'll walk you through from browsing your samples to sampling into the MPC, chopping up samples, sequencing drums, and finally putting all these sequences together, giving it a rough mix and master, and then I go over exporting and how we get this thing out. Go ahead and check out my course. I also offer some payment plans, so if you want to make payments, you go ahead and pick it up today. We have Klarna, PayPal, Afterpay, and a few other options as you see right here on the screen. So go ahead and enroll and join me for the next 4+ hours with 40+ videos of content as we get to hang out. But real quick, this is a different beat called up. I just want to go through very fast and show you some other really cool updates that they've released with stem separation. These new features I'm going to go through as fast as I can, but this right here is what separates stem separation from anything else that I've seen, because I don't want to do stem separation. That's not something I want to do for all my tracks. I want to keep the integrity of the audio that I sample into my MPC, and I do not want to degrade anything if I don't have to. Now, there's a lot of beats where everything sounds great, but at the very end, or maybe on one pad, I have a vocal that comes in. I'm like, oh man, that just one pad is annoying. I don't want that. But I have to do stem separation to get rid of everything. What if I could just go into that one pad and leave all my other chops sounding as clean as I can, but only maybe this chop I want to extract vocals, or maybe even just lower down vocals. So here's an example. This is what I have right here. That sounds good. I don't need to extract no vocals. Everything sounds great. I want to keep the sound quality. I don't want to do any stem separation. But when I go over here, I don't like that. It's too loud. It stands out. Maybe after a few seconds of that being looped, it gets annoying for his voice to poke out the way it is. Well, this is something very cool that you could do. I go into my program editor. This is my chops already all chopped up. If I go right here, I can see there's no stem separation because I did not do stem separation. If there were stem separation, I'm right here on my samples tab on the second little option, I would see drums, vocals, bass, and other all right here. But there's no stem separation whatsoever within this drum program. I want to just do that pad and do stem separation only to that pad and keep it all already here within this same program that I've already worked for. I've already chopped it up. I don't want to have to re-chop this now that I've done stem separation. So now what we can do, being right here in this page in your program editor, the samples tab, you could go right here. You see these new functions right here. You'll see this little stem separation icon. Click on that. And now it's going to ask you, what do you want to do? I want to do stem separation right here. This is the program that we're using. And I want to put that right there on that, the pad 7. That's the original pad. Hit do it. And now it's doing the separation just on that pad. So now we have... You notice as soon as I jump into this pad, now it gives me all the stem separations for that. So now I can lower down vocals. That is awesome. That's my favorite thing. Woo! All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a great time chopping up the first record. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys picked up something from this video. And if you did, if you are going to download stem separation, there's a link down in the description of my video, so you guys can go ahead and pick it up today. Thank you so much. I'll catch y'all on our next video. Peace.